Making a class setup can be one of the hardest things for a new player or even experienced player in Warzone. At this time, I've been Crimson for 2 seasons in a row and working for Iridescent this season. I've been playing Call of Duty for over 10 years and have played since Warzone 1 originally came out and of course when Warzone 2 came out. I mentioned my credentials to let you know that this is a reliable source on how to build your class setup. I'll be covering our 2 gun slots, gun combos, our perk packages, and equipment. We have 2 guns to choose and also 5 attachments on each one. I'll have a video on how to build your gun and what attachments you should be using. In our first slot, we want to have some type of primary gun generally used for long range. That means in our first spot, we want an AR, a battle rifle, an LMG, a sniper rifle, or in some cases, a marksman rifle. In our secondary slot, we have our guns for close range engagements like SMGs, shotguns, and pistols. There might be times where we want to use an AR as our secondary if we have something like a sniper for our primary. The most popular combo to use when creating your class setups is an AR and an SMG. Shotguns can be really strong and sometimes used over an SMG. If you have a sniper for our primary, we want something like an SMG or close range AR for our secondary. Pistols are good, but I don't recommend them for most players unless you're going to be using the water a lot. There are times where pistols are very strong, but they don't happen often. If you want to have some fun, a ride shield and a knife can be a great time. For our perks, we have a few options, and this all depends on your playstyle and what guns you want to use. We have the option of 2 base perks, and here are the different options. Battle Hardened will help against flashes, stuns, and different tacticals in the game. Bomb Squad will help you take less explosive damage and even save you from being stuck by a grenade. Double Time increases the duration of tac sprint, letting you move faster. Overkill lets you carry 2 primary weapons. Scavenger lets you loot extra ammo and plates off of bodies. Strong Arm lets you throw equipment farther and also a marker to show where you're throwing it. Tracker leaves behind footprints from enemies running around. Battle Hardened, Scavenger, and Strong Arm are some of the worst options we have to use, so make sure to avoid these when playing Warzone. If you want to use a secondary that's not a pistol, rocket launcher, or melee weapon, that means we're going to be using Overkill. The second most popular perk is Double Time since it allows you to rotate and move around the map much faster. There are times you can grab a second perk package from grabbing your loadout a second time within a game. When you get the opportunity to do this, most of your perks will stay the same other than one of your basic perks, which will switch out for Bomb Squad, Tracker, or Double Time, getting Overkill out of your perk package. Now let's move on to our bonus perks. Cold-Blooded allows you to be undetectable to AI and thermal optics. Another great plus is it stops high alert pings. Fast Hands lets us use equipment, reload, and swap weapons faster. Focus reduces our flinch and allows us to hold our breath longer for something like a sniper. Resupply allows you to recharge equipment over 30 seconds. Spotter lets you see enemy equipment through walls so you don't run into it by accident. For Warzone, by far the most popular options is Fast Hands. It lets you reload faster, swap weapons faster, and throw equipment faster, which is all necessary in split-second decisions, especially in game modes like Warzone. Resupply is a great option since equipment is very powerful and getting things like Semtexes, drill charge, nades, and smokes can be really valuable. Cold-Blooded, Focus, and Spotter are almost never used in Warzone, and I highly recommend to avoid these perks. For our ultimate perks, first we have Bird's Eye, which allows you to see ghosted players and also the direction non-ghosted players are looking in. Ghost, which allows you to be undetectable by UAVs unless an enemy player has Bird's Eye or a comms vest. High Alert gives you a notification on the screen if someone's looking at you in the back or to the sides. Quick Fix speeds up your health regeneration after putting in a plate or knocking an enemy. Survivor pings down enemies instantly and gives you a faster revive time. For our ultimate perk, we have 3 main options: Bird's Eye, High Alert, and Ghost. All of them are equally good depending on your playstyle and what game mode you're playing. For modes like Resurgence and sometimes even in Battle Royale, High Alert is definitely the way to go. For regular Battle Royale, Bird's Eye was just nerfed, making Ghost a lot weaker. Ghost was recently the most popular option before this change, but now it's Bird's Eye. Ghost can still be great for slow players who want to try to stay off the radar as much as possible. Quick Fix and Survivor just don't compete with how strong the other perks are in this category, and I don't recommend using them. In our lethal section, we have a ton of good options. The Frag Grenade, Semtex, Drill Charge, Proximity Mine, C4, Molotov, Thermite, Throwing Knife, and Claymore. Most popular options for Warzone in Resurgence and Battle Royale are the Semtex and Drill Charge. I would recommend the Semtex since it's useful in more situations than the Drill Charges, but the Drill Charge can be way more powerful. In Resurgence, you'll see a lot of players using the Throwing Knife to quickly get downs to save ammo. Throwing Knife is a great option, but I'd only recommend it for game modes like Resurgence. Frag Grenades, Proximity Mines, and Claymores are great tools to use if you find them on the ground and sometimes even grabbing them in your loadout. The C4, Molotov, and Thermite generally aren't that good in comparison to the other options we have, and I don't recommend using them in most situations. That being said, they can be a great tool if you're running around the map and looting and don't have your loadout yet. For our tacticals, we have the Spotter Scope, the Flash Grenade, the Stun Grenade, Smoke Grenade, Snapshot Grenade, Heartbeat Sensors, Stim, Decoy Grenade, Gas Grenade, and Shock Stick. The Smoke Grenade is generally the best because it can provide cover since there's no movement or ways to get away when you're running in open spaces. Smoke Grenades are always in my loadout loadout because I find them super useful to get out of really bad situations all the time. Stun grenades and flashes are really strong when you get them to hit and almost give you free kills in a lot of different situations. They can be great to pick up easy kills or even trolling enemies. Once again, our other options just aren't good to grab as a loadout, but they're great for when looting and you can use them as extra utility. Hopefully this gave you a better understanding of how to make your next loadout in Warzone 2.